My goodness me, that's hilarious.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to EU3 Monaco. Um, oh, and it's raining. All right.
Don't laugh at them. God, you're so horrible. I'm sitting here very smug and yeah, it's
Yeah,
raining. Unlucky guys.
yeah, you're laughing at me. I accidentally tapped the safety car thing. So yeah, and Shane's retired already.
It's
I didn't speak.
that's a
I did it. I mean, it's what. I mean, it's not fair for these guys.
yeah. Well, it's a bit harsh, but they'll live, they'll learn, they'll get over it. Hopefully,
Yeah,
it's gonna
hopefully it's not
be
like that tomorrow.
fingers crossed it isn't like that tomorrow. It's going to be very tricky for them. What you'll also notice about it if you're new to Contest to Speed, guess what? We're under the lights as well.
Hell yes, and it's a wet race as well. Oh my god.
Oh no! Anyway,
Oh, this is gonna take ages.
well, the good thing there's 15 of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is a good thing there's 15 of them. I don't know if you have done any Monaco on this game, but it is quite a tricky track.
I have done 4 laps round time trial. That is my practice this for tomorrow. That is all I've done for practice this week. So yeah, fun times.
Yeah, I mean, I've only done it in 2-player, but this track is tricky, to say the least. Especially getting the turn in right. And now in the way that it's gonna be even harder. We have Fragnister on his first lap. We're gonna go on board heading into turn ones, and he's gonna be all over the curb. He's gonna try and get the traction to go up all over the curves here. In real life, we saw a crash there.
No, Danny's already retired in the pits. That's good to know.
Oh yeah, he had a qualifying ban.
Yes. He's a very naughty boy. Yes, I was just about to check the
Yeah,
penalties.
he did a bit of impeding in quali. Yeah, so he is sliding about. You can tell that the back end is not happy with the weather conditions, but it's now dry into the tunnel. Braking at the 100, or actually just before the 100, trying to get the car through the chicane. You want to try and get the traction, and now going through to back. You want to get the turn in, and then through the swimming pool now. You want to try and stay flat. And then into Raskos now. You want to stay tight because it's where you gain the most of the time around the lap actually, since it's a slow section. Traction out, and it's up to the line, and it's a 1:26.7.
Well, all I can say is it may be wet in qualifying, wet in the race. Good thing they have 2 weeks to recover after this week.
Indeed, is good. They have 2
Oh,
weeks to
Tice
recover.
just hit the wall and nearly went into the Williams of Ashton. Yeah, the guys are on their... Next week is a break week for Contest of Speed. That means we're halfway through the season already, Paco. It has flown by.
Oh.
Already?
Yeah, Indeed has 25.6 for Luke. That's a great lap time. We have Ashton, he's coming up to the line now. Put it on pole, Ashton, I believe.
No, it's a lap time, and that's something. That's better than at least what 2 people are going to do. So
it is indeed better than what 2 people are gonna do. My voice is already going. But it is what it is. Going into Tibet with Andre now. He's gonna try and stay tight to the wall. He's gonna try and stay as flat as possible. Then into swimming pool. You wanna hop over the curbs. He's hitting the wall on the outside there. Staying tight through here looks really good. Try and get the early turn in because you can undersee into the wall on the outside there. Then you wanna usually stay tight. It's a 26.9 from Andre. Fragness has improved up to a 25.8, and Andre hits the wall on the outside of said divot.
Yeah, a lot of people hitting walls. You can hit the wall a bit here and get away with it. So as long as you keep it flat contact rather than putting a corner in. I have had some intel about the race. Oh, there's an Alpine that's literally gone straight on, and that ends on his outlap across anti-nose. We would have saw that on board with Ashton. And he's hit the tobacco as well, just to even out that wing a bit more.
Oh, and Tuspel hit the wall as well, and Raskas.
Somebody has left the session.
Yeah, that's Sygate. Oh, and he's drifting all over the finish line. 26.4 from Tuspel. That's it. Oh, and he's went straight on in turn 1.
Well, this is going to be fun. We're going to see a lot of cars just not pointing in a straight line here. Nearly halfway through the session, and we have 6 times.
Yeah, we do. I am on board with Ty. You can see on his dashboard that he's got 18 laps of fuel in or something. 10 maybe. I don't know, I can't see correctly, I'm blind. But it's close.
Possibly
yeah, 10.
10? Yeah.
Yeah, 10. And he's gonna stay out for as long as possible, get some laps in, get some good practice for the race. And get a lap time on board as well. Luke goes fast with a 24.2, so track is getting better. Maybe we might see Inters later on in the session. We don't know. It is still heavy rain around here in Monte Carlo.
I guess somebody would try it though later on in the session.
Yeah, they might try it. It might be like Spain, where the Inters can work at the last minute of the session. So Ty is gonna try and go up to the line now. He is gonna set a 28.6 on his race pace run or whatever he is doing. We have Pineata, sliding all over the place.
Had a good first sector. Middle sector's been a bit scrappy. Through Anthony Nogues, and well, that's where the DRS would be, but we're obviously not going to be using it. Comes to the line at a 26.1. I think we're going to see quite a disparity in terms of lap time.
Yeah, I think we might as well.
Compared to normal.
That's how it is when it's rain, and especially around a track like Monaco. Really technical track. Easy to get wrong.
Yeah, Monaco's always where we see the performance of the season from somebody, where somebody dominates the race by quite a substantial amount of time. We've seen people win by minutes to other competitors and lapping the field once or twice. So it's been a little bit interesting. Somebody's gone straight on at Mirabeau. We have two people currently out on the intermediate tyre. Akko, Andre and Sygate are giving it a bit of a whirl. We'll see what's going to happen.
Yep, I'm on board with Tuspel right now. He's purple in sector 2, so maybe if he didn't touch the wall this time around, so maybe he might gain quite a bit of time to his last run. It's gonna be a 25.2 from Tuspel. He is a second of Luke.
Yeah, Luke's gone 4 attempts quicker through the first sector. He's going to come up to a bit of traffic in the shape of Josh, who's currently setting his first lap time of the session, or trying to set his first lap time of the session. That Mercedes is looking very rear happy. He is entitled to do so. He's got the Alpine trying to get out of the way.
Yeah, it is a bit tricky to get out the way around here. I did see that Josh did subscribe early on, so thank you for that, Josh. Puts in a time of 26.8.
Interestingly, Luke was 8 temps up before he came to the back of that traffic. So we'll see what happens. Josh, as you said, set a lap time.
We have Nathan out of the pits now. I'm following Luke around as he may be going for another run. That's what I would do. Keep the tire temps up, and it's gonna be a 10th down in sector 1. And someone's gone straight on. That is Nathan. He's gone straight on at the casino for some reason. Okay.
That's a weird place to drop it a little bit.
Yep, it is indeed. So following Ensign, he's skating all over the place through the New World chicane. He's gonna try and pick up the traction as he's got the Merc of Josh up ahead, but won't be impeded by that. Oh, and he's scraping the wall with the tire. He's gonna stay tight with the barriers. You can hear the wheel spin off the back of that Alpine. It's sliding all over the place here. Oh, almost spins it into the last corner as well. Up to the line, 28.4. King Luke is gonna do a 23.4 even after his mistake in the first sector.
Oh, and he's just hit Josh, who's trying to get out of the way of the Alpine.
Yeah, that's not a place where you want to get out the way.
Ashton has retired, and that's not on track either, so that's in the pit. I feel sorry for the E1 and the AM1 guys. You may not have any front wings by the time it gets to your race this week.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling there's going to be quite a few used this evening.
Yeah, especially when it's wet. I am following Nathan around. Purple sector 1 for him. 23.2 in the first sector. That's not too bad. He's now heading into the hairpin. You want to stay tight in first gear, then upshift to second or third on exit. Then want to stay tight. And then through here, you want to stay tight as well. Very easy to touch the wall on the outside because you can pick up understeer. Then it's going to be dry throughout the tunnel. So your tire is going to heat up through here and it's going to be flat. Then out of the tunnel, you're gonna brake at the 100 meter board, then you're gonna stay tight through the New World chicane, you're gonna pick up the traction, then it's gonna be a bit of a brake. Hit to back. Wanna stay flat through here if you can. It's gonna be difficult when it's wet, but it does it nicely. Then it's swimming pool, wanna stay tight, don't wanna touch the barriers. And then through Rascals, you wanna stay tight as well. It looks like a decent lap. Actually, it's quite far off. Luke, for some reason, didn't look too bad from Nathan.
No, that's what's 5 seconds to gap. That's pretty scary. That is the case.
Yeah, we have Twospill who's picked up at second place with a 24.1. And Kevin is out there. He and Frack has retired. And that's on track. He's crashed it going into the swimming pool.
That's the second half of it as well.
Yeah. Kevin with a 26.7.
Currently top of the championship, even though the standings that we have currently haven't got it, because currently there's a Kevin and there's a Big Balls as well. That's the same person.
We love them big balls. We have Pipe Tech out there as well. He's not on a fast lap, I think. He said he was 2 seconds down. So
Nathan is in. Wizard is.
yeah, he's gonna peel into the pits as well.
Yes, everyone's kind of coming in for one last run. Going to be interested to see if more people come out onto a set of intermediate tyres for a final exploration.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's enters at the moment. Still heavy rain. You can just about see the racing line.
Luke's just put rain plus dark corner don't mix well with a dark car. i.e. equals crashing.
Kevin is gonna be on one of his last runs now. Oh, and he's hit the wall after turn 1. And he's hit about 4 walls going up to the casino.
Is he using the old time trial method of just bull riding the whole way around Monaco?
Yep, indeed. And he's still 5/10 up. 4.5, actually. Apparently, Inters and Wets are just as quick at the moment.
It is. Luke and Two-Spell coming out on a set of intermediate tyres for their final runs. Everybody else is on the wet tyre apart from Andre and Cygate as well.
Yeah, Luke did invalidate through the new wheel chicane. That's a easy thing to do this game because you wanna try and skip as much as possible. Pine is heading down to a new wheel chicane. He's gone straight on. It's not the first time we've seen anyone do this.
Tyres improve his time, but not position. Just now a little bit behind Andre.
Yeah, he's gonna need to push again because can't take a cooldown lap. Luke is on his final run now. He didn't improve on the last one since he invalidated. He's now gonna head up to the sector 1 split. Maybe this time it's better than the last. 5/10 up, so it is a better run through sector 1 this time around. So that could be the track improving. It could also just be a better run.
Yeah, loads of people trying to improve. Oh, Enzon's just thrown any time he had away during Raskas. He was nearly 2 seconds up on his previous best, and he will only be a second and a half up, but has time to go again. 10 seconds to go, and it'll be the Ferrari of Ty. That'll be the first to cross the line to finish this session off. So Ty, for the final time, does improve and goes up to 4th place.
That's Andre has retired. That's in the pits. Kevin is heading through the final sector now. He was purple in sector 2. He's gonna head up through the last sector now. It's gonna be 25.2. So top 5 for Kevin.
Piney just went personal best through the middle sector, so had a very poor first sector, which meant he was only still a 10th down, and he didn't quite beat it in the end.
And Two-Spells got traffic in the form of Nathan up ahead.
Nathan is on a lap trying to improve his 128.8.
Doesn't improve.
He does
Luke
improve.
is
by
5/10 up already. Will he improve? Yes, he will. He will improve by second.
Wow. Watch out, what can Enzon do? Hopefully improve a bit more. Yeah, there we go. Pipe Tech the same as well. Pipe Tech up for quite a bit.
Luke is definitely cooking around Monaco this time around. So Luke is on pole. It's Two-Spell in P2, Pine in P3, Ty P4, Pipe Tech P5. So 2 Ferraris in the top 5. That's good to see. Kevin P6 Andre P7, Anton P8. It's Cygate in P9, Fraxter in P10. Then it's Josh, Nathan, Ashton, Shane, and Dan. I will have to rely on you tonight, Maddie. My voice is already going.
Don't worry. I was hoping you were going to do the same because my voice is already going because I've just done 5 a bit weeks of camps.
Hopefully we will help each other.
If we go quiet during the race at any point between us, we are still here. We're just taking a moment to breathe.
Yeah, we'll need to do that.
So I've heard intel it's going to be a wet start, but it could dry out towards the end of the race. Sorry.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see some dry running. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and we are now going Monte Carlo. It is a good start from the Red Bull of King Luke. Then it's 2 spell behind. He does well as well. It's Pipe Tech fighting with Kevin. Kevin does it around the outside of turn 1. That's a great move from him. Then it's Ensign trying to get a move on.
Someone's in the wall.
Yep.
That was a kick. Sauer, I think.
Yeah, that was Andre. He almost did a Magnussen coming up through the first sector. We have Sidegate who has left the session, as per usual. That's something that happens usually at the start of the race for some reason. Then it's really slow through the hairpin. It is full wet tires for most of the grid.
Yeah, it is. There is one individual. X427 is on a set of intermediate tyres down in 12th place. So let's see how he does as the race progresses.
He does try to put a move on onto Cygate into the chicane there, but doesn't get it done. The Inters doesn't look too bad for now. He can follow Cygate easily around, so it may be Inters in just a bit as well. Luke's already made a 2-second gap. He's absolutely flying tonight. Then it's 2 spell. He's got a gap to Piney of a second. Then it's Piney who's got a second gap to Ty almost. Kevin's got 1.5 second up to Ty in front. So it's already spreading the field around here. Monaco usually is a fuel burner, so we'll see if anyone's maybe gone too light on to the fuel. We have the possible strategies on the screen, but that if it does clear up a bit, then it's gonna be onto Inters later on in the race. X427 is really close to Cygate.
Yeah, Cygate's not in control of his car, so it's not ghosted, but he's not in control of it. So it's basically trying to put the move on an AI, which is very tricky.
Yeah,
now it's I don't know what's going on. He can't get back into the session, but we've I don't get it. There's not much I can do about it. But there we go. So there's quite a gap now. Obviously Luke's got his gap to the front was ahead of Piney. And then everybody else down to about 10th is relatively close. And then X427 now has got to make that move or make up that ground to Josh. Although there's a Ferrari not facing the right way.
Yeah, he's gone into the barrier in turn 1. He's gone straight on.
And that is probably front wing damage, and the Aston Martin had to slow up there to allow Ty back through for probably they're gaining a position under yellow flags. Andre's got the move on Enzon into Mirabeau. Enzon, if those remember last time out, was making some outrageous moves into the final chicane at Canada, has an outrageous move sent back on him, and looks to be struggling out there.
He does look to struggle. The backhand moving all over the place. Frag is right behind him. He's gonna try and set up a move into the chicane, but doesn't get it done. It's quite a decent fight here. You even got the merc of Josh getting heated up. Ensign does look to be struggling. He did get a podium last time out. Shane has retired.
Oh, Shane hit the wall big time on the run up to back. That is interesting to say the very least. He's crashed with somebody.
Could be a tiny touch and then into the barrier you go. I had that last time around in Canada in EU2.
Let's have a look. Nobody came in though, so everybody has stayed out.
Yep.
Good for the Aston Martins though. They are currently underfueled compared to everybody else.
Yep. It is good for the Aston Martins. Oh, and Ty's got a drive through under the save. Oh man, and now Dan goes for the move down the inside. It gets stopped. Oh, and he almost slides into the wall. Going through there, heading into the hairpin, you almost just go straight on into the wall on traction. But he's now got a 7-second gap to make up to the cars in front. So if the Inters are the right tire, we will see it with his lap times.
We will. I don't think it's going to make much difference though, because of the spread in the field already. We've had 4 laps, Hacko, and the gap is already 30.5 seconds between first and 14th.
Yeah, I mean Luke is absolutely flying out there. He's got a second in pace on everyone else currently. So he's put in some practice for Monaco, I would assume. The backhand on that Red Bull looks really steady as well. He's driving really well tonight so far. Don't want to jinx him because he's had a bit of a tough luck so far in this in EU3.
Yeah, it's interesting, Luke. Currently, once we get Kevin's points sorted out, he currently would be second in the championship. Luke was currently 4th in the championship, which is surprising to say. Wizard top, then Flyway, and then Wizard, then Kevin, then Flyway, then Luke. So yeah, very interesting. Luke at the moment be getting quite a significant points haul back in his favour.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely been really quick in qualifying. It just hasn't always translated to the race, which is unfortunate because he's been on it in qualifying this season. I think he got pole in Spain as well. I'm pretty sure. So he does like the wet conditions. And Anton makes a mistake going into turn 1. Then he's got Frag right behind him. He's gonna try and make the move, but he can't make it happen. So he's gonna have to stay behind for now. That's the problem with Monaco. There's not a lot of space to make a move around here.
No, and there's only one DRS zone, which, currently not active. The rain at the moment, Hacker, I don't know about you, that looks to be a lot lighter.
It does look to be a lot lighter. I mean, even if you look at the gap between Josh and Dan, it's gone down quite a bit. And Dan looks to be gaining by 1.5 seconds per lap.
And you could argue Josh is currently stuck, really, behind the 2 guys in front. And that gap. Well, let's see. The gap between Enzo will come down to the 3 ahead because at the moment it looks like Kevin's the one that's kind of holding this train to the top 3.
Yep, I mean, Luke's now putting in faster laps, and that does mean the track is getting better. But Luke doesn't want to be the first one to pit. Oh, and enters into the pits. He's gonna probably go onto the tire. Yes, he is. I can see that green tire going onto the car.
Tyre pitted last time round. Thanks for the information, Bread Pounder. I didn't really watch what I was doing. Nathan's coming as well, and that looks to be some green tyres for Nathan.
So that must mean the green tires are now the best tire to be on. I mean,
gap between Josh and Danny is 4.5 seconds, and the Aston Martin's just put personal best through the first sector, 7/10 improvement.
yep. I mean, that's definitely good. I mean, you can see it on the track as well. You can see the racing line quite clearly. And the inters will work better through the tunnel as well, since they got a lot more to grip and they won't overheat as easily. Gotta take that into account. Piney is heading into pit, so is 2 Spell. Luke stays out for now. He keeps setting faster laps. That is the track improving. Kevin stays out. Pipetech stays out. Andre stays out. And Frex is in. Is Josh gonna pit? No, he's not. Dan stays out as well because he is already on the inters.
I'm interested in looking at him. He's not. There's no ERS being used at all. Very little in terms of ERS being used by the Aston Martin driver. But his choice to stay on the start on the intermediates has left him out in 8th, and at the moment that could be a net P4.
Yeah, definitely. I even think Luke's got a pit stop down to Kevin. Oh, and there's someone. I don't know why it was a yellow flag in Taiwan. In the first sector, sorry.
Let's have a look.
20-second gap between Kevin and Luke. It's a purple sector 2 for Luke. Is he gonna head into the pits this time around? No, he isn't. He's gonna stay out. So he's gonna try and make the gap bigger for now. You don't wanna get stuck in behind the train that 2 Spell is catching, as well as Piney. Are they gonna pit? I would assume they will. No, they won't. They're not gonna pit just yet. So that's gonna cost them. 2 Spell does get past Josh now because Josh is into the pits. So Luke is still out ahead. And Dan is right behind Piney. It's bit of a slow on this one. Ashton is into the pits. He's gonna come out on the medium tire. Nathan gets past him on the main straight. Pipetech and Andre still stuck behind Kevin. They will probably be going in this lap. Will Kevin go in? Yes, he will. He will be going onto the medium tire.
I think for Pipetech and Andre's sake, they probably need to do the opposite to Kevin.
Yep. They might need to do that because Kevin doesn't look to have the pace right now. But will he go in? Kevin is going to go in. Yes, and they do.
They've both done the opposite. Yeah, I thought that would be the case.
Yep.
Luke slow out. Did he hit the wall? Possibly, but he's got away with it. He's got a nice buffer to 2 Spell, who's the next runner. Although Having said that, that gap's about 7 seconds, and it was a little bit more of that when they came in to make their first stop. So definitely the guys pitting earlier, it's helped them, and Fragnista's just come out ahead of Kevin. So
Yeah.
undercut worked very well there.
Yep, I mean, when you get the heat into the inters, they're gonna work better than the wets. So that's the undercut working out for the V Cup. He's gonna have older tires compared to the Williams. Ty getting past Ashton at the back.
Right, so we're expecting Pipe Tech and Andre to come in probably this lap. Has staying out a lap later helped them or not? Andre very slow through the second part of the swimming pool, sliding about all over the place. Those wets are definitely all he's clipped the inside of the Rascas on the second part.
And Pipe
Tech stayed out. That does surprise me.
Yeah, that does surprise me as well. Doesn't make sense to stay out. But maybe he thinks if he does extend tiny bit more, he might make it work onto just one stop. Maybe the others need to do two.
It's not worked out at all. Andre's still stuck behind Kevin.
Yeah, and he's quite far behind as well. Yeah, Pipesteak's losing 2 seconds just in the first and second sector. He's now gonna be cut up by 2 Spill and Piney behind.
Ty's got the move done. Oh, cyclist that who's not here. The only reason why I think PubTech would be staying out is it going to go dry soon?
I mean, it's not raining a lot, but dry tires is a long way to wait for, especially when the inters are this quick.
But on the flip side, he's got that gap, hasn't he, to Fragnista in 6th, and that's the gap. He's coming anyway.
Yeah. And he's gonna lose out to Andre as well, I think. So they all move past, and X427 is now into a P4 position, and he's not far off the pace from the guys up ahead when you think about that he started on the inter tire.
No, he's about 2 seconds behind Piney and about 3 seconds or so behind his teammate. So going well. Ty has got past Nathan in a weird place. So I'm guessing Nathan's made a mistake at some point. Yeah, and they've got quite a comfortable gap from East in P5, 10 seconds. So what we'll see here is if it is going to be wet throughout the race, we'll see the offset of strategy at some point between X427 and everybody else. Everybody's probably going to stop again, would be my guessing. It would just be a matter of when, and he'll probably pit in a bit earlier than everybody else. Luke is just flying away at the moment, 22.9 on this lap compared to Wizards. It's not as big as what it was earlier. A 23.5 for Wizards, so it's about half a second. It was at times in that first stint over a second between Luke and everybody else. There is a yellow flag at Rascas, and that is for Josh.
Yep, he's gone straight on, but no damage to the Merc, so he should be good to continue.
Yeah, he's quite comfortably in P10 at the moment.
Yeah, he's got 18 seconds or so down to Ty behind. Piney's all over the back of 2 Spell.
Like we saw in the first stint.
Yep. Can't
Oh, is
really
the yellow
make the
flag?
move.
Someone's gone on. That Mirabeau Enzon's gone on.
And he's now
Mirabeau.
behind Josh. The Alpine did look more happy on the with the Inters, but I guess the back end is still a bit off.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's always a race of attrition. This one. You'll see a few mistakes, especially as the guys get further into the race. Tyres are also probably not as happy either. So, and especially if you're in a race by yourself as well, it's can get a bit lonely. Tyres picked up the first 3-second time penalty.
Yep.
For anti-nose. That's, I tell you what, credit where credit's due. That's come surprisingly later than what I thought it would do, considering how tough the conditions have been.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well. Especially around Monaco, you usually see quite a few 3 seconds, mostly because people have to cut both the new wheel and.
Oh, and Josh has made a mistake and ends on back through.
Yep, those two are switching positions again. But coming back to the penalties, usually see people cutting the new wheel and the swing pool chicane quite a bit. So that's where you would see people getting penalties. Also, turn 1 could easily see someone getting a warning there. So Lukes is absolutely flying.
He is, and no matter what tier it is, we always see this kind of performance from somebody. There's always someone that goes and kind of just throws down the gauntlet to everybody else and be like, yes, I'm going to win this, I'm going to dominate it. And at the moment, as we head towards the halfway stage, it is Luke that is doing that role. Josh and Enzon were very close, but Josh has just made a mistake through Sector 2.
And Kevin is really close to Fragnus this time again, after pitting quite a bit later, so he's got the tire advantage, but it's all about if you can make the move happen. He's gonna try to look on the inside, but can't make it happen this time around. You have to be really close to make a move happen around here. You got to have around a second lap pace advantage, I think. Pretty sure that's about what it is. Which is insane to think about, especially in league racing.
Yeah, just have a look at fastest laps. Ty's just pumped in from nowhere at 22.9. I'm guessing he's just used a lot of battery. Luke's just done a 22.4. Wizard hasn't been too bad. Before that, he was 22.9 as well, so had responded to Luke's pace out front. Piney's also fast lap was a 22.9. And then you have to go down to Pipe Tech, who's currently sitting in 7th, has caught up to the back of Kevin, and he's currently set a 23.4. So there are some guys doing a lot bit better. In fact, Pipe Tech's just done personal best of the race for himself so far, 23 flat, which is quicker than the lead than P2 and P3 at the moment.
Yep. One thing is catching, and a second thing is passing around here. He's now caught up to the guys ahead, but getting ahead of them is a different thing. He does look to have the better pace, but he stayed out a bit too long.
Yeah. Sorry, just having a look. Danny in P4, dropping off the back of Piney and getting closer to the clutches of Fragnista in P5. It's getting to the stage where he's struggling a little bit on those tyres. Don't forget, he's not stopped as of yet. The only person to not have stopped yet during this race.
Yep. I mean, it's not raining a lot. If you look at it, it's barely raining now. So we might see a switch to dries later on.
Yeah, he'll definitely, if he feels like it's not gonna dry up at all, we'll see him come in the next couple of laps or so. But I think if he knows it's gonna rain, oh sorry, it's gonna stop raining and dry up, then you'll probably have to see him just suffer with the pain and try and tough it out to when the rain stops and put the dry tyres on. Josh went straight on at Sandevot, hence why you. Sorry, I've got the hiccups. That's really bad. Hence why you saw the yellow flags, and I think it's front wing damage as well on that Mercedes.
Yep.
On both sides.
Yeah. Both air plates off. Dry should be around 25 to lap 27. And you can see that the track is getting better because Luke keeps improving his lap times. He's insanely quick out there. He's putting seconds on the guys behind now. So that's incredible pace. I won't be matching.
I don't think I will be either.
No, you are quite slow.
Thank you. Although Wizard had responded by putting his personal best of a 1:22.7, that was still quite a bit off Luke, as we got some fighting between Ty and Josh there.
Yep, and Josh almost taking himself out in the last part of the last sector. He almost hit the inside with his front tire. He's gonna be struggling now with without the end plates. Dan does look to stabilize the gap between him and Frank a bit, so that looks good on his part. Kevin has fallen back from Frank up ahead. Pipe Tech is on the rear diffuser of that Williams F1 car.
Yeah, 21.8 and Wizard personal best 22.4. Still, interestingly though, Piney has dropped off the back of Wizard a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can easily burn out your tires as well, especially when you think about wheel spin around here. That's also a problem in the dry. It's easy to spin the rear up quite a bit. Kevin is now catching up to Frag again. He's doing a great job in the first sector to catch up.
Interesting. I'm just looking at people's ERS usage. King Luke using hot lap. Oh, big tank slapper through the first part of the swimming pool section. That would not be the way I would like to do that when I'm 15.5 seconds into the lead. But you do you, Luke. You got yourself there in the first place. And it's probably be another personal best. There we go, 21.1. He's taking a lot out of his own times.
Yeah, and that's because the track is drying, so the track is ramping up quickly. He's now catching up to, I think that's Ashton? Or is it? Yeah. Is it Ashton? Yes, it is.
It will be Ashton, yeah.
So Ashton will be the first driver who is here to be lapped around the streets of Monte Carlo. He's letting him going into the tunnel. That's great to see. I'm surprised we haven't had more crashes, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, well, there was 15, there's 14, there's 13 of them out there at the moment. Halfway through the race, I think we'll see a few more incidents, I reckon, towards the end of the race where the mental strength of our drivers will be tested. At the moment, it's pretty spread out. You've got Two Spell keeping his arms width to Piney. X427 running his own race, and then realistically you got Fragnista, Kevin, and Pipetech all trying to battle, and Andre's just lagging a little bit behind this group to put any pressure on. But then other than that, not too far away. The other closest battle would be down in P12, keeping an eye on Nathan and Ashton there as they're still making their way around the track. Enzon's just picked up his first 3 seconds.
Yep, and that's late into the race as well. That's halfway in. I mean, Kevin is so close through here. Look at the time. He's so close to the back of that V Cup, but I mean, you have to be straight up behind the diffuser to make him move into here. Or you need to wait for a mistake or something. Ander is falling off a bit.
Well, in terms of fastest laps and personal best, as Luke's just smashed it again, Fragnisa's time is the slowest in the top 10.
Yep, I mean, Dan is
by quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at Dan, he's pushing the limits. He's really close to the walls. I mean, he's got the oldest tires by like 10 laps or something, compared to everyone else.
But he's still 7 seconds or so ahead of Fragnista.
Yep.
Which is testament to how well Dan picked the intermediates from the start, so went brave and was a good choice.
Yep.
Fragnista has responded to my criticism, Hacko, and just put in a 22.7, which makes it still the slowest time in the top 10, but it is a lot more closer than what it was previously. Josh 23.2, Nathan 22.3, but at the moment still tossing around. Oh, and he's just hit the wall and then jumped over the curb for good measure. So, and a 3 seconds.
Yep, and that leaked through as he did so. And that's probably going to be a fast lap. No, it's not going to be a fast lap from Luke again. Wouldn't surprise me. Ashton gets into P12. Good job. Oh, and
Hold on! We've got some dry tyres on. Nathan came in and had to replace his front wing. He's put on the set of medium tyres. Somebody's going to go and do it. Someone's the guinea pig.
Yeah, purple sector 1 for Luke in front. He's now got a 20-second gap to the guys behind. That's incredible. Oh, and Kevin is going to move past Frag into turn 1. He's going to make it on the inside. And, ooh, a bit of a slide on the exit. Now Frag is going to try going up side by side. But you can't do that. So Kevin is now gone. He's now gone through that V Cup. So he's now going to try and see if he can catch up to Dan in front.
He's been released. Ty also in. Ty also from a set of medium. Josh has picked up 10 seconds for speed in the pit lane. So front wing change for Josh and a set of medium tyres. Ooh, fancy.
This is gonna be... Oh, and Luke's smashing it. I mean, when you go this quick, you would expect the mediums to be quick, actually.
Not as of yet. No one's out there and set a proper lap time.
But it depends if you can get the heat into the dry
Well, we'll
tires.
find out. Here we go. We'll find out because I believe Ashton's behind Josh. So we can have a quick look to see what it is. So 1.2 seconds is the gap between these two as they tiptoe their way around the Lowe's hairpin, and it looks to be that the dry tyres are the business. Fragnista's come in and put on a set of medium tyres.
Yep, I mean Piney's caught up now, and
DRS is enabled. There we go.
It's time for the race. And I just saw that Josh hasn't changed his front wing. So he's still running on that top lane plate damage.
That is interesting. Enzon's gone to the hard tyre. Luke's gone to the mediums.
Yep, at this point of time, the mediums will probably be the better tyre. They will get more heat. And 2 spells in, Pioneer's in. Dan is probably also gonna be in, because there's such a big gap between the 2 Astons, and he's got the gap behind. There's no reason to stay out. Yes, in he goes.
Oh, Pony's jumped him! He's jumped him! No, he hasn't! They ghosted each other.
It's a battle of the pits. On traction we go out of the pits. Pipe Tech is ahead of Kevin. He's ahead of Dan. Oh yeah, he hasn't pitted yet. Oh my god.
Andre stayed out as well. Oh, these two are going to do it again.
Let them cook.
Let them cook. Interesting. I do find it interesting. DRS is enabled. With people got on soft onto dry tyres, yet it's still we're still getting precipitation.
Oh! Kevin's lost it. He's gone into the barrier. Or has he? He hasn't gotten damage, but okay. I mean, you can still see the rain going down, but I mean, the track is certainly up for dries. I mean, 2 spells now catching Luke a bit. So maybe Luke was really good in the wets and is now struggling with the dry tires.
Yeah, gap to himself and Dan is about the same in P6 and Fragnista, so that is interesting. Nathan, 119.1. I'm going to ignore the fact that he's dubbed the entirety of his battery to do that, but it's the fastest lap nonetheless. Ashton's currently stayed out on the intermediates. I'm pretty sure he probably should have come in at this point. Pipe Tech and Andre are in. 2 spell is under the cosh. And that's saying it nicely. Oh, Barney's down the inside! Forces the move. Oh, and you're both going to end up in the wall. And I saw that one coming.
Yeah. I mean, that's always going to happen.
Pipe Tech 3 seconds. And Andre's gone to the soft tyre.
Yep. I mean, you have to force the move a bit around here, but I mean, you still have to leave space. And Kevin spun and he's got damage.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the Williams. That is some significant front wing damage.
Yep, I mean, the right hand side is looking pretty hefty, and Frag has retired. That's down here. He's hit the inside of the wall. He's now parked up there tightly. No safety car. We have only seen a virtual so far. That moves Josh into the top 10.
Yeah, well, it's quite reminiscent of the fact that there is a conspiracy theory that goes around that the safety car doesn't come out at Monaco.
Yep, I mean, Andre's on the soft tires. He's now right up the rear of the Williams up in front. I mean, Andre's is not only got the grip advantage, but he's also got like just the front wing. And he's gonna try down this. No, he moves. He backs out of that one. Kevin is struggling though. He's really struggling. Fast lap by Luke. He's now putting on good laps again. He's now put on 2 seconds to Piney.
Yeah, 16.2 though. It's not massively quicker than I thought he was going to smash tyres one, but not as Piney 14.8.
Yep. Track is improving. I mean, that's
You see how
unfortunate from two spell as well. To be
yeah,
putting two
well,
guys.
two drivers not willing to give it up around a track where if you don't give it up, you're going to end up in a wall. There could be a move here. Andre sizing up Kevin, and just not quick enough in a straight line.
Yeah, he's all over the rear of that Williams. He's gonna maybe try again into. He's all over the diffuser here.
I was going to say Mirabeau's probably going to be his chance.
Yeah,
he's going to do it. But the car front has to make quick changes of direction with a broken front wing is not ideal. That was a fastest lap somewhere. No, it wasn't. It was Enzon picking another 3 seconds in terms of a time penalty.
Yep, and Pine's quickest again. He's now catching Luke up in front. I mean, Luke can really just... I mean, you don't want to chill around here, but he can take it a bit slow, and Dan's now putting in the fastest lap. I mean, the track is ramping up quite quickly around here.
Yeah, we're going to see battle for fastest lap, I think, over the next 10 or 11 laps or so. I think Kevin's going to have this covered off again.
Yeah, I have tyres now. That's only 1,000 quicker or something than Dan.
Yeah, half a second. No, half a tenth even.
Oh, yeah, that's not a lot. Oh, and he's now gonna try down the inside. Is Andre? Ooh, almost touches the rear of the Williams there. Luke is now going quickest again. So that just shows that the track is just improving every lap we go by.
Oh, yellow flag, and that is for Ty, I think.
Yeah,
it is for Ty. Oh, Ty, no, I was about to say he was closing in on the two in front of him that were fighting for position.
Yep.
Piney's picked up 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's in turn 1. Dan's now, he's a second quicker than the guys in P1 and P2.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see a swap down at Aston Martin. That's just inevitable, that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's just unfortunate for two spell. He's been doing really well all race.
Andre, all over the back of Kevin once again. This way and that, and it's still not enough.
Yeah, you have to just try and send it around here. You have to hope that the other driver gives you space.
Ty is in the pits because he's having to change his front wing and go on to a set of soft tyres.
I mean, it's insane how close he is. Andre going into the new wall chicane. He's just all over the rear of that Williams.
Yeah, still the only one under fuel though at the moment. Although I think he's just hit to back quite hard, and he looks to have got away with it.
Pipe 6 now fastest. He's in P5.
Kevin was ghosted, which was interesting. He's got more damage on that front wing. Yeah, I think it is. I think he has got more damage.
Yep. I mean, Andre is trying everything to get through here, but he can't really put the move on.
He's thought about it this time. Oh, that was very half-hearted.
Yeah.
He wasn't alongside him.
Nope. He's got to let him through again.
I would suggest that he lets him through. Otherwise, he'll get some very angry stewards.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely got to be a penalty.
Kevin's probably... Oh, don't send it back. Oh, he's picked up 3 seconds as well.
Yep. I mean... Oh, and the swap is now done
The swap
with
is now
Aston.
complete. Yeah. Oh, there's a few penalties coming. That ends on with 9.
Yep, and he's got Josh right behind. You always suspect big gaps around Monaco in league racing if you're not in the F1 part of.
Luke's about to. Luke has now lapped 9th place. It's going to be 8th in a second when he eventually catches ends on. I think everybody else will be safe from being lapped.
I'm not sure. Do you have to move out the way still with blue flags?
I think it's the expectation that you do move out the way, as you can't pass really through ghosted vehicles, but yes.
Yeah. I'm just unsure because in Austria it didn't happen.
There's a yellow flag, but I don't know why.
Sometimes the yellow flags just come out. I feel like.
Very strange.
I mean, there's gaps all over the field now. The only one where there's not a gap is the tie on Nathan.
And Kevin on Andre. I was expecting Andre to just go up the road.
Yeah, Ty's picked up another penalty. Going for a new rule. Those softs hasn't worked into his favor yet. He hasn't put a fastest lap, I think. Or did he?
I don't know, but he's stuck behind Nathan now. That's the only problem.
Yep.
DRS will open, but it's pretty pointless here.
Yeah, you can't use it a lot. Last time we drove around here, I tried to move on the outside, and you don't get a lot of space in turn one on the outside.
No. I'm liking the lack of front wing on Josh's car, because that seemed to have it seems to make him a bullet in a straight line. But then he can't really do much else.
Yeah, he's insanely quick in the straight line, but then in the corners he's just gonna lose all the time he's gaining. I mean, Tuspel hasn't lost too much time, even with that front wing damage. Oh, and Ty's retired. He's hit the inside.
I guarantee you won't see a safety car.
Nope. Oh, and he's hit the inside of the corner with his free, I think. Ashton is almost into the points.
Things we love to see. Dude, still plugging away.
Yep.
And actually, pace-wise, in the dry, he's not struggled as much as what, in terms of fastest up, as much what I thought he would do compared to some of the other guys. Same as Enzon and Josh at the moment. Just be that consistency in that pace. He's gone nearly 3.5 seconds slower than what he did his personal best is. So that's probably where it's lacking.
Yeah, he did let someone through that lap, so that could also be it.
He did that through that pipe tech 5th. Yeah. So Luke, about to start lap 36. I'm not gonna lie, he's probably gonna be pretty bored now between now and the end of the race. He won't be overtaking anybody because the next car up the road is Kevin and Andre. That was a yellow flag down the 3rd sector, but I'm pretty sure that was Nathan letting his teammate past.
Yep. Good evening, Jones. We have seen a virtual safety car tonight. I think that was on lap 1 or 2.
Yeah, other than that, we've had 2 crashes where people have hit the inside of the no full chicane, and there hasn't been anything. So I see another game where it's fixed. I can see why there isn't safety cars around here, because it'd be so slow.
Yep.
But it's looking, Hako, this week. Track position is king as always. We've seen guys come in on the soft tyre and just not been able to get past anybody really. And yeah, track position is very important.
Yep.
And strategy.
Yep. I mean, strategy got Dan a podium this time around.
Yeah, other things have meant that it has helped him. That incident between Piney and Two-Spell, but still, he would have finished P4 and he started towards the back. He started in P15, so
Yep.
a solid strategy call down Aston Martin.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Kevin and Andre, I mean, Andre did make that slightly hesitant move into Maribel. I mean, he's got a penalty going his way as Kevin does report it. I wouldn't expect any less, but Kevin is still right behind him. Tuspel's now ahead of Dan.
That's...
Did something happen?
I don't know.
Oh, I think Dan's got damage. Has he? No, he's not. He hasn't.
No, I know. Done.
It's because they want Tuspel to get the points.
Not that. Look who's behind. Look who's managed to get up behind him. Pipe Tech. Now, if I was you, what is easier to defend against? A Wizard against a Pipe Tech, or a Dan with no front wing damage or anything against a Pipe Tech? I know which one it would be.
But we have seen that people struggle with overtaking even people with front wing damage this time around.
Yeah, and also Pipe Tech has got a penalty, but you probably don't want to have that risk, I suppose. I suppose there'll be some kind of conversation between them.
I mean, Pipe Tech is all over the rear of Dan. Pipe Tech does have great pace around here.
It's risky, but I'm sure Dan can do this for another 2 laps. We have somebody going for fastest lap. Kevin is in 7th. He has a 27-second gap to Enzon in the Alpine.
Yep, I mean, you got nothing to lose, so why not go for it?
So much so, he could make a pit stop and change the front wing and still come out in front of those guys as Luke... Oh! It's not going to work.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Because Luke's just overtaken, just lapped him. So it's not going to work because Luke's on the final lap. Good thing it's not cost a position, eh?
Yep. I mean, that's just because he's got such a huge gap to the rest of the field. I mean, 40 seconds down to P3.
We said at the start of this evening, Monaco's is always the race where you see one person dominate the track ahead of everybody else. It's been very tough conditions, but Luke has led from lights to flag.
Yep.
And it's been a very professional performance. So,
yep. No mistakes from him at all. Not that what we have seen, at least.
But he's going to go round Raskas for the final time. Through Anthony Nodes. And he's still trying to push and get the cement his fast lap. But Luke wins the Monaco Grand Prix. Piney will finish second. Some would say controversially. But he will finish second on the road. Wizard is hanging on in there with his teammate defending with all his might.
Yep. Pipe Tech is trying to move down the inside.
All about it.
Yeah, can't make that move happen. So it's gonna be Tuspel with the P3, Dan in P4, then Pipetech in P5. Then we are waiting for Andre. He doesn't look like he's got no fuel left.
Yep. He's got no fuel. He's going to finish in 6th. 4 points for the kick sour, and then we'll wait on.
Yep.
He'll be the last one, and then Cygate, who left, disconnected quite early in the session. We started with 15. We finished with 11. That's not bad.
Nope. Especially when you think about that Cygate wasn't here at all. We only had 3 DNFs.
Right. That's a stat and a half if that's true. Panda reckons Luke set 17 fastest laps in the race.
Yeah, he was brilliant this time
17.
around.
But yeah, that's it. There you go. It started wet. It finished dry. Here's your first Monaco Grand Prix under the lights for the week. Okay. King Luke, quite dominant there, wins the race. Piney second, Wizard third, and fourth. Also good for the championship for the Aston Martins. Pipetech in fifth, Andre sixth, and then everybody else was at least lapped once. Kevin, Enzon, Josh, Nathan, and Ashton finishing outside the top 10 were the only classified finishers. Psyche disconnected quite early. Ty, Fragnisa, and Shane all DNFing. One virtual safety car, but no safety cars involved.
Yep. I'll let you do your plugs while I get the interviews going.
And before everything goes horribly wrong. If you want to watch more Constant Speed action, you can join us in a few hours' time at 9 PM Eastern, 2 AM UK, and 3 AM Central European time. It'll be for AM3, the next tier that'll be on. If you want to watch the European action, because the European time zone suits you a bit more, you're more than welcome to join us tomorrow at Monaco, EU2 at 9 PM UK. That is 4 PM Eastern time. If you get home early enough and you live stateside, you're more than welcome to join us. EU2 share their evenings with AM2, and it's EU1 and AM1 on Thursday. These guys will not be back next week. They have a break, probably deservedly after that wet race in Monaco. They will be back on the... Got to find it now.
Yep.
You guys in suspense. These guys will be back in 2 weeks, and they will be around. We go to Zandvoort on the 2nd of September. The week of the 2nd September. So for these guys, it'll be the 3rd of September. Will be their next race.
Yep, that's good. We are waiting for two spell. If he's gonna join. I'll give him a minute or so. I don't think he's gonna join, actually. I think he's gonna be maybe a bit okay. Dan is gonna join instead.
Boo.
Did I need to invite him as well? Should be good. Yes, we do have Dan in now. So we're gonna start off with P4 actually. Was gonna finish P3, but a bit of team strategies.
Tactical masterclass is what you want to call it. Tactical masterclass.
Yes, that's what they're gonna call it.
I'll give you the intermediates being tactical masterclass, but other than that,
I had nothing to lose with that one, though, to be fair, starting at the back. I knew it was going to dry up at some points. It was just a case of it being sooner rather than later, which thankfully it was. But yeah, no, I mean, I could have pushed on, might have got close enough to Piney because I think him and Neil had a coming together, so there's potentially a penalty in there somewhere. But we went for the team play. So backed off, protected Neil with his damage from Pipe Tech, make sure we got a good strong points finished. So 27 going back to Silverstone, we're happy. We're happy.
Yeah, that was definitely a good play, if you could say it like that. Especially
Heroic,
with Piney.
I think you'll find, Hacko. Heroic.
Heroic as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the inters at the start, were they really bad, or were they like... You were almost keeping pace with the guys up ahead, so they didn't look too bad.
Well, they were okay actually. I mean, the full wets were the tyre to be on at the start. I think that was easy enough to see. I hope on stream it was really really wet, but obviously when you get sort of 2 or 3 laps in, you get that dry air line rather starting to form. So once we got to sort of lap 3, lap 5, somewhere around there, they kind of evened out. It's just when you could sort of stray offline a little bit that you require new overalls. But yeah, sort of by about lap 10, there was no difference when people were boxing. So it was nice though. Put me straight up to a comfortable 4th, I think, and then obviously the clash late on. Pipe Tech had some great pace to try and put us under pressure. So
yeah, I mean, he was really putting you under pressure at the last 3 laps there. He was almost passing you on the main straight every time you went around. So that was a great battle. How was the concentration at the end? Must have been tiny bit difficult to keep it up.
I think just because we were getting close to the hour mark, which obviously, I mean, for a cars race, that's one of the longest races you'll have that sort of gets up that long. I mean, it's the majority of the race for me was quite quiet. So starting on the inters, I didn't have that first stop that everyone else did, so I had clean air most of the way. It wasn't, obviously you have to concentrate, but it wasn't kind of I'm in a really tough race, I need to focus, kind of concentrate until those last sort of 5-10 laps. So it ended up being almost like a sprint at the end, which was okay. Nearly went into the back of Neil at one point through Raskas, but
yeah, we saw that.
Yeah. So I'll just give him a little bump on. So come on, hurry up. But no, apart from that, it was all good. I mean, Monaco's always tough. We know that. That's why I think everyone got points today that finished, or was there some unlucky soul that missed out?
I think there's 2 or 3 unlucky ones that missed out.
Yeah, shame. But yeah, I mean, normally when you get to Monaco, you almost guarantee points if you finish. So it's just plod along, get through it, see what comes out of the race.
Yep, I mean, congrats with the 3-4 position placement to Dastins. We have to move on. I have to go to bed. Piney,
Ciao.
how was your race? And you had a tiny bit of an incident with Two Spell.
Yeah, so I'll explain that to start with then. So obviously, me and Two Spell were pretty much together the entire race until I got when it got to the dry period, I got a little bit impatient, so I did try like a risky maneuver. But from my POV, it did look like Two Spell did turn a little bit early, which caused the initial contact, and then after that we both got stuck together, and then he gets completely spun round and I get away scot-free. Like, I didn't even pick up wing damage for that either, so I was able to carry on. But I am sorry to Spell for it, because I just got a little bit impatient. I was like, this is like my first actual podium for contest of speed, so I was like, I really wanted to try and get second from him. So I was just like, obviously I think I just a bit over eager, and I'm sorry to him for ruining his race a little bit, but he still got a podium in the end, so I'm glad he got the P3 still.
Yep. I mean, yeah, thankfully he still got the P3. A bit of an unfortunate one for both of you.
Yeah, because that contact could have ruined both of us.
Yep.
I'm just thankful he was able to get back going again, and thankfully he has a really good teammate, a decent teammate to help defend his position. So well played to both the Astons.
Definitely well played to the both of them. In the first stint, I mean, you had a free car battle, I think. No, was it a free car? I'm not sure. At least you and Tusbo, you were obviously really close together the entire of the first stint and the second stint almost.
Yeah, I just like when I was racing out behind him, I was like, I'm not gonna do anything stupid. Well, didn't want to try anything stupid, and with the strategies, I was like, I'll just follow him into the pits, because if I follow him into the pits, I can keep behind him. So that's how we pretty much stayed together the entire race. I was thinking about going on another lap later to try and overcut him, but I didn't want to risk it, so I just pitted at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, definitely. That's one way to go about the race. But congrats with your second place and your first podium in contest of speed.
Thank you.
Hopefully we will see you here again.
I hope so too.
So going on to the race winner, Luke, how are you feeling after that? You were completely dominant both in quali and in the race. How are you feeling after that one?
A little bit sweaty, but no, it feels good. I know it sounds stupid to say, but I made a few mistakes during my race, which set us back a little bit, but I got over it. But yeah, in quali, I didn't really feel confident in my first sector on my inters, but bike just kind of came to me in sector 2 and 3. But yeah, was a good quali, and then the race, just the confidence I got from the wet quali, I just carried over and got into a rhythm in the wet part of the race. I was able to pull a gap quite early on, and thank the Lord there was no safety cars, because my pace wasn't as good on the dry. I was having to really push to keep Piney at the distance I had him at in the wet.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you were at least in the wets. You were absolutely flying. You were almost a second quicker than everyone else behind most of the time. So, I mean, did you practice for this race quite a bit, or?
No. I chose the setup I was using at about an hour before the race start. Yeah, I was in a bit of a pickle to what setup to use, but I'm quite happy with the choice of setup.
Yeah, I mean, it looked great, especially in the quali. You were second quicker than second place.
It the start as well, I was quite, because coming out the pits, I was getting a lot of wheel spin. So I was very cautious of the start, which I thought would have messed me up and put me down the order a bit. But I think everybody must have had a similar feeling, because we all got away pretty equally.
Yeah, I mean, coming out of the pits on the dries, it's definitely saw you losing quite a bit of time to Piney. So
yeah, I think coming out the pits on the dry tire was more just because I knew I had such a big gap to play with. I was just taking it easy, finding out where the grip was, instead of going full beans like I was in the wet and finding out there's no grip there for the mediums and being in the barrier.
Yeah, definitely.
I will give a big shout out to a former racer here, Red Pigeon Slayer, for being my race engineer the night. He definitely helped me keep calm and make the correct decisions on when to switch tires for me tonight. So big shout out to him.
Yeah, and an engineer is a good choice, especially around a place like Monaco where Andretti could make your entire race. But congrats with your race win, Luke. It was it had to come at some point. You've been on it this season so far.
Yeah, it's the things I've been unhappy with the previous races. I'm happy that I've improved to a point where I'm consistent, and hopefully I'll carry this forward. But
Yep.
I hope every race is wet because I'm enjoying the wet races. It was same in Spain qualifying. I really enjoyed that qualifying.
Yeah, you definitely been on it in the wet quali. And you gained on the championship leader as well. You might even move up to second in the standings.
Yeah, that was my. That's a very very big positive I can take away from this race. I don't think Fola didn't race today, did he?
No,
I
he
don't
didn't.
believe I
So
saw him.
you're gonna move past him as at least.
Nice.
So congrats on your win today, Luke.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully we will see you here again after the break week.
Yeah,
Congrats and get that break in and
I will
have a good
definitely
one.
take a break. You too, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. So goodbye everyone. I am gonna go. It's very late for me. It is 20 minutes till it is midnight. Long race today, long stream today. Thank you everyone for being here, and I appreciate you all for staying. Um, yep, there's another one tonight. It is AM3. If you wanna watch that, you can do so. It's gonna be 2 a.m. UK time. So we will see you guys then if you're gonna stay up for that. If not, have a good one, and I am gonna go to bed. Good night, and see you in 2 weeks' time.